And once again, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is game number 3 of the LCL Finals Summer 2019.
Yep, and we have a serious, I'd say, because Vega got their win. It was very messy win, but it was pleasure to watch. Or not a pleasure, because if the first game was a stomp, second game was kind of Game of Throws.
Kinda, yeah. We will. I'd say that I can name the kings of this Game of Throws. In the mid lane, I'm not gonna tell the names, but we know that it's Discoteca and Nomans. Anywho, Vega Squadron actually stays on the blue side. It means that Unicorns of Love chose the red side this time around. Vega Squadron is still keeping the bans, Irelia and Corki. On the other side, it's still Karthus.
Silas, next ban.
Karthus, Silas. What else was there last game? Silas is banned once again. Even though I don't feel like it's a very strong pick for Vega Squadron, they were banning Silas away themselves in a series against Gambit.
Yumi is banned again.
Yumi is banned
Nothing
once
changes.
again, and now Syndra is actually banned by Unicorns of Love. This is their adaptation from the last game, because Syndra was most definitely not banned, even though Discoteca's performance on Syndra was shaky to say the least.
Yeah, but shaky, I agree. He threw a couple of times, but still, Syndra was doing a pretty good job at like following the CC, bursting people, and this is Aatrox's first pick for Vega Squadron.
Yep, so Unicorns of Love are going to be probably answering with something like a Zyrakan for themselves. Maybe they will go for an early counter to Aatrox. Even though it's kind of hard to do right now, because Aatrox can go mid lane, we know that. We see the fans. Kiana, that was open. She was banned the first game, and now it's going to be Kiana, probably for the jungle, because Ananasic was the only player of Unicorns of Love to utilize that champion. But we'll have to see.
Still a flex.
Still
right?
a flex,
Mid,
yes.
Top.
Mid.
Oh,
Actually, maybe not so much of a flex.
so it's a mid-jungle combo already picked.
Yes, this is going to be Kiana Gragas. Kiana does love the displacement champions with her, because they can set up for a good supreme display of talent. Even though I prefer something like a Gnar, who will knock people into the wall, which will guarantee the stun.
Jarvan Talia, who creates...
who create the walls. Anivia, even Azir, because his ulti now creates the impassable terrain. And it's going to be Renekton picked immediately by Vega Squadron, which
and I think
means
that's Renekton mid.
that either this is a Renekton mid, or it's Aatrox mid. Something atypical for Discoteca anyway, but this is a double flex that will stay this way till the very end. You can never know who's gonna go where, and Kiana is an assassin. Renekton has no problems dealing with assassins, right? Gnar is a very good pick, because this is basically answers both Renekton and Aatrox. Very solid pick from Unicorns of Love. They're banning away Draven. And I feel like Vega Squadron should ban away Xayah or Rakan to break the combo. I would say that Xayah is more important. Like Xayah and Kai'Sa, because I feel like Gadget has a deeper champion pool, so you can ban the standard ADCs and try to go for something atypical yourself.
I think
like
they just
Heimerdinger.
They just dislike Draven, playing into Draven. Because
I don't feel like Draven was much of a problem in the last game. He was dealt with in the early game. He got hooked, which led to Baron, but unfortunately for Unicorns of Love, they made too many throws. Actually, they banned Xayah themselves. I mean, we know that Gragas can possibly go into a support role, which, I mean, is...
Can be.
I mean, it's possible, but it's not that popular right now. Actually, I was talking about Gnar for Kiana, and we have both Gnar and Gragas for that champion.
So, very many displacement abilities. Lucian ban away from Unicorns of Love, and it's Kai'Sa.
Yeah,
So all S tier AD carries are either banned or taken away. Kai'Sa, Xayah, Lucian, Draven. Only Severe left, but after a couple of nerfs, Severe feels not so strong as she was before.
Definitely not an S tier as she was. Maybe we can see something like an Ezreal if they want to go for a safe lane, and I feel like safe lane is something that you want to go for when you have this strong top side.
Ooh.
It's gonna be Jinx,
And Tom
actually.
Kench. And Tom Kench, I think.
Tom Kench
Either
is
Tom Kench or
needed here.
Morgana, but I think Tom Kench is better.
I feel like Tom Kench is needed here when we talk about the Blackpink. I mean,
Thresh can work.
it works in some way because it's still reposition your ADC kind of guy, but it's not as effective, especially when the CC is coming in.
I agree, but looking at Unicorns of Love team, Tom Kench might be not so pivotal because of displacement abilities. Like, if Tom Kench eats someone, Gragas can throw Tom Kench away with the guy. So maybe
Or
that's
throw Tom Kench even before he can eat someone.
Yes, so maybe that's why they went for Thresh. Plus Thresh and Elise are a good pick combination that can work. But still, I favor duo bot lane from Unicorns of Love. In terms of 2v2 scenario, Kai'Sa Nautilus is a stronger lane, in my opinion.
And there is no way you can save Jinx from the Nautilus ulti. I mean, you can try to save her by creating the distance with a lantern, but it doesn't mean that Kai'Sa cannot use her killer instincts and catch up and even burst down the Jinx. So right now it's gonna be Renekton in the mid lane, which I'm all up for. I feel like if you put the characters the other way around, you will have bad matchups in both sides. This way Renekton can actually deal with Kiana, especially with the help from Kraox. I hope that Kraox is gonna be helping Eka in this lane.
And I actually heard that Gadget said I don't. It might be a joke, but he said like they were preparing Renekton mid in certain matchups, and I think Kiana is one of these certain matchups. But he also said that their Renekton mid was kinda XD production, so they weren't winning with that in scrims, but they decided to take it right now. Also, I want to point out that Kai'Sa as AD carry fits better with the two AD solo laners than Xayah.
That is true, because she is flexible in terms of her build. She can go AP without losing much damage.
Yes, she will go AP.
Yeah, and in this scenario, she will go AP 99% because she has Gnar and Kiana as her solo laners. But still, this game looks, once again, up for grabs, depending on who plays better. And we are up for the third game of the series, Vega Squadron versus Unicorns of Love. Let's roll.
So I think the primarily goal for Kraox is to play with Renekton. Renekton will get mid prio all the time. Nomans is pretty diveable on this Kiana pick. She's squishy, she's an assassin. Also, with that mid prio, they can search for Gragas in his own jungle and try to kill him. With that Elise Renekton.
That is true. Whenever you see Elise, you expect something aggressive coming in from the player who actually utilizes the champion. Last game, I wouldn't say he was able to pull off a lot of aggression early on, but he was instrumental on those picks, those catches that he was organizing with Santos, with the double CC coming from range, with the Dark Binding and the Cocoon. This time around, we'll have once again the same idea, because you have the Thresh hook, the death sentence, which is kind of obvious when you look at the name, what it entails.
Сейчас игры довольно сноубольные,
And,
поэтому игры они происходят довольно часто, то есть мы допустим.
Also, I want to say, sorry for interrupting, that right now Vega has the issue that Unicorns of Love had. Vega has two AD solo layers, AP jungle, but that's not the carry jungle in terms of AP damage, just like Gragas, and AD marksman. So if Gragas goes Zonia Stabis, Boss goes Stabis, and Edward of course will go Tabis, it will be hard to kill them early on, mid-game on.
That is true. We can expect something along the lines of the build that Doxy built for Renekton in the last game when he had Tabais, he had the Thornmail and the GA. Well, just a lot of flat armor in his items, which meant that it was very hard to burst him down with the full AD comp. We have the full AD comp now on Vega's side, but once again, I feel like this game is gonna go depending on who snowballs better. Cheeky gank level 2. This is not something that we grow accustomed to see.
Nomans need one creep for level 3. Yes, and then Anasik got level 3.
That's
He uses E.
He doesn't have the slice and dice anymore, and he doesn't have the flash. He flashes anyway, but that's not going to be enough.
coming.
Elise is coming. The stun is dodged by Nomans and Ananasik expertly.
But they got flash.
They got the flash, and that was a mistake from Discoteca. Actually, the engage continues. Flash from Ananasik fails. Kraox is still gonna get damaged by the turret. The root comes in from Nomans. He has to use the cleanse. Now he has to flash away because he's running away, only having 100 HP left. Ananasik is doing the bodyguard duty, and he actually knocks up Eka. And Nomans is gonna kill his opponent, but
Flash.
this is gonna be the trade of kills. And now Ananasik has to run away from Kraox, who's gonna chase him down. Neurotoxin bite is there. The electrocute is there, but unfortunately that's not enough damage, and Ananasik survives. But this time, Unicorns of Love have to invest all of their summoners, and unfortunately for Nomans, Discoteca actually has TP, so he can get back into the lane safely. Meanwhile, in the bot lane, there was some aggression going on. We see that both flashes are expanded from Gadget and Santas, and it means that, and we see actually there is a huge CS difference right now. Boss is engaged on by Doxy. Doxy, he actually landed the Infernal Chains, but they weren't able to pull Boss in, and because of that, Boss just walks away. That was a very interesting trade. In the mid lane, Nomans has to run away from Eka, who has the Ruthless Predator available.
I feel like this trade is worth for Vega more. Even if Nomans got first blood, that doesn't matter. I think that Vega got more because of a TP advantage that Discoteca had.
Yeah, so it's all started off with Discoteca using the slice and dice just to push the wave. And if it wasn't for Kraox, who walked up to his jungler, he would have been very, very dead. Meanwhile, we see that Inax is going to get engaged on by Kraox and Santas, and he dies to Ignite. That's another kill for Vega Squadron, and now TP comes from Gadget. Santas is looking for a hook, but Edward walks away. Inax actually wasted his flash, and the position in the bot lane is no longer that safe. Hook lands onto Edward, but the Chompers aren't there. They were used already by Gadget, and that means that Edward is gonna survive. Kraox walks away, and I'm liking this new Kraox. He's already 0-0-2.
He's on fire in this game, I think.
I mean, the first 5 minutes, for sure. It's not something that is enough for Elise. I'd say that he needs to do something like this a couple more times, but it should be, like, this is a good start. This is something that I wanted to see from Kraox even before. The previous game was not the best of the examples of an aggressive play on Elise. Here he already got 2 kills for his team, and this is why we see a little bit of a gold advantage in favor of Vega Squadron.
Also, Kraox is the only source of AP damage. A bit of fighting on top lane. Kraox is the only source of AP damage in his team. And if he's ahead, or like having okay amount of gold, dives.
Dive is coming in from Doxy. Boss has to flash away. Doxy took 2 tower shots, and this is not something that you're comfortable with. We see that Dive is actually coming onto Discoteca. He doesn't have a flash. Remember that.
He
actually got level 6. Good play from Discoteca. He now actually wants to go for Nomans. He's slowed by Ananasik, and Nomans is going to survive because there's no one from Vega Squadron to punish the mid laner of Unicorns of Love. That was a great play from Discoteca, checking his XP. That he was almost ready to get level 6. He all-in the minions, he got the dominance, and because of that, he was able to survive and even almost kill Nomans, which is a bad sign for Unicorns of Love. He's now chasing Ananasik away. This crocodile is doing crocodile things, you know?
Yeah, even though Vega is only 500 gold, 600 gold ahead, Unicorns of Love seem shaky.
They seem a bit lost. I don't think they...
Yeah, Boss is losing flash in the counter matchup. Like, they're trying to dive and fail. Bot lane is dying. Kraox is all over the map. I feel like it's a bad sign for Unicorns of Love. The only good thing about this whole thing is that the RNG favors Unicorns of Love. No Infernal Drakes, no Mountain Drakes for Vega.
Yeah, the gods of League of Legends are right now in favor of Vega Squadron. That's something that you are...
In favor of Unicorns of Love.
I mean, in favor of Unicorns of Love. This is something that you see all the time in solo queue, right? When you have a losing bot lane as a jungler and you're like, okay, I can play through top lane. And then there is Infernal, Infernal, Infernal. And the crab is spawning on that side all the freaking time. And because of that, you are not able to do anything. We now see an invade coming onto Krex. If someone plays aggressively, you can play aggressively against him. And we see the pings coming from Vega Squadron. They are actually aware of the fact that Nomans and Ananasi could have been rotating to that side of the jungle. And Nomans just leaves his red side just in case.
Yeah, Krex is actually playing really well this game.
He's
Very
so far
impressive.
ahead.
Yes, 20 CS ahead. 2 assists, like 100% kill participation, basically.
That is true, that is true. But we still want to see more from him. Right now, the game, I mean, the tempo has chilled a bit in
He's
terms
moving
of...
top. Nara has no flash.
Now has no flash. He's knocked up by Doxy, but the second
He
knockup does
knows.
not connect.
Ooh.
The flash comes in from Kreox. So much damage. The burst is there, and Doxy, you have to tank for your teammate. Doxy is doing so well played by Kreox.
Really
Something
well played.
unexpected at all. He just flashed in and bursted down that Gnar. Ananasic, he's on the revenge duty. But unfortunately, Kreox has already backed, and now Doxy wants to punish Ananasic for that aggressive play. The cask was used already. Ananasic has to... well, I mean, he will just run away because Doxy doesn't have a flash. Ananasic has a flash of his own.
He wasted Predator and his ultimate for the next, like, 2 minutes.
Yep, that is definitely a point for Vega Squadron. I wanted to praise once again Kreox for that play that he made and the fact that Doxy even came to tank the turret for him, because whenever Elise comes back... actually,
Spider form?
I feel like the Spiderlings were to tank the first turret shot when he would come back from the repel, or I'm not sure. But anyway, good play from Vega Squadron. Kreox utilizing his flash. And Boss, I mean, when Gnar is in mini form, he's rather squishy in the beginning of the game. And that was utilized by Vega Squadron. And Kreox is pulling ahead. He already has the Runic's Echo completed, which is a very good sign. Because when you have a full AD comp with just one source of AP damage, if that source of AP damage is far ahead, is snowballing, enemy team cannot prioritize magic resist, because you are just using magic resist against one champion. Which means that Kreox actually has a window of opportunity in this game.
Yeah, but he has to play carefully. He has to play through skirmishes. Because
Like this? No. Boss just walks away.
Elise is not a very good team fighter, unlike Gragas. But this Elise, who is strong at this moment of the game, should force skirmishes, should find picks. And she starts Herald.
That's another thing that you can do when you're ahead. When you know that enemy jungler is not around, you can force objectives. And with the Herald, actually, imagining if they use it somewhere like around top lane, where they will get even more pressure with the plates and all that jazz, they can get even more ahead. Right now, I don't think that Vega has any... I mean, Unicorns of Love have any business to check that Herald. Ananasic is stunned immediately. What a cocoon after the stopwatch. Boss is there, but he doesn't have the Mega Form right now. Edward is killed by Discoteca on the other side of the fight. Nomans has to use the cleanse. Good ulti from Boss. He just knocks several people into the wall. Santos has to use the stopwatch, but now Boss is gonna get punished by Discoteca, who has the Ruthless Predator. And this Crocodile is on fire. That's, what was that? 4 kills?
Yes,
for
and
Vega
the Herald
Squadron?
top lane.
And the Herald top lane, 4 gadget. It means that this Jinx is gonna get several plates, at least 3, because 1 plate is barely breathing right now. Like 1 auto attack is gonna be enough. 320 gold goes for gadget, 80 gold follows, and now even the turret can fall. It's just Ananasic who has to use the ulti just to dissuade that play from Vega Squadron. Gadget was knocked away, but there is the Lantern from Santos, and actually a good hook. Ananasik
TP.
has problems, and there's a TP coming in, and I think Ananasik is already dead. Discoteca, there's double TP coming in from Vega Squadron.
Wow.
Another kill by Vega Squadron. They get 2 kills here and the first turret, and this is how we play the game.
They annihilate Unicorns of Love in a spawn of 2 minutes. They're 5k ahead
After 12 minutes in the game.
with Renekton and Elise. Like,
This
they're
is-
doing what their pick's supposed to do.
Amazing, right? That's not something that we are used to see in our region, when you get the draft and you play exactly as the draft is supposed to be played. We have Krax, who created so much pressure around the map, and even though Boss played, I mean, he did a very good ulti.
Play is happening bot. Thresh.
Oh, the lantern is there. Boss
think
has
Boss
the
is
mega
dead.
form. He stuns 2 people. Krax, can you land the stun? Yes,
no
you
flash.
can. And there's the hook. And there's another kill for Gadget. 303, this Jinx. Hello?
5k lead. And you know the scariest thing about all that? Unicorns of Love picked side for this game.
Yes.
So the 4th game, Vega will pick side. And this final can be very sad for Unicorns of Love, actually.
The stun
And Nomans
connects,
is dead.
and Nomans is just annihilated here.
Okay, it looks like it's a stomp, to be honest.
I mean, we are not even done with 14 minutes of the game. Gadget got another full set of turret platings.
Yes.
And Anasik, I mean,
Ooh.
you're gonna get hooked! You're gonna get hooked and you're gonna get murdered! Kraox gets 2nd kill for himself, and that's gonna be the last outer turret for Vega Squadron. They are now 8k gold ahead. What would you say about that, Elon Musk?
Yeah, this looks like a really, really bad stomp for a side of Unicorns of Love.
The hook
Play
does not
heaven
connect. The
top.
play is not going
I
to
think
connect
Inex
as
is
well,
dead.
but the Ignite will connect. And I don't think Inex can do anything here. Krax picks up another kill for himself. And this is a repetition of the first game, but now we changed sides. We even had the same scenario when Boss got ganked by Vega Squadron and he just survived. This time around, Doxy even gets a kill. 3-1-2 Renekton with the Spear of Sojin already completed. We have the Jinx with Infinity Edge at 14 minutes.
8k gold lead in 15 minutes. That's insane.
That's completely insane. And I wouldn't say that from like just looking at the drafts, I wouldn't say that it should have gone this way. It was up for grabs. It was a very volatile map everywhere, right? Every lane could have gone either way. Well, we see that Vega actually pulled ahead with their early game strategy. They were very aggressive. And actually, I want to, like, if you're watching this broadcast and you have the right to vote in our official group where we are voting for the MVPs, I want to pick Santos as well. He was spot on with those hooks, with those lanterns.
Yeah, Santos has been monstrous for this game and the last game as well on Morgana. He was a key player to find picks, to use his E correctly. Boss is getting attacked by Doxy.
And we actually see that Gadget gets another kill. Edward has to run away, but
He has
he's
no
gonna
flash.
die because the ulti follows him. It's a double kill for
9k
Gadget.
lead. Ooh,
And
Doxy solo kills.
He solo kills Boss in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Eka was pushing without any answer whatsoever from Unicorns of Love. This is terrible. This is a disaster from Vega Squadron.
Well, I would say, I said it during the first game, I will say that again. If I am Unicorns of Love, I
have to
give up.
think.
Yes, I have to think about game 4. I won't choose a side for game 4, so probably Vega will pick
Another
the blue
blue
side.
side?
Yes, it's 100% side right now.
I don't know why Unicorns of Love actually decided to stay on the red side. We have blue side winning all 3 games right now, if this game ends as it's gonna end. A nice play over the wall for Ananasi. Gadget dodges away the supreme display of talent, and Edward is sure to die here. And meanwhile, we see that Doxy is chasing down that pesky little Gnar in the bot lane and gets another kill for himself. This is horrible. This is horrific. If you're a Unicorns of Love fan, I don't know how you can watch this. Please take all the children away from the TV. This is too much. 16-2 in terms of kills. 11k gold. at 17 minutes.
Jesus.
We're not even up for Baron now. We have Gadget, who has 2.5 completed items with the Zeal item already done. This is the Runan's Hurricane that's gonna amplify his damage a lot. I mean, they get the turret in the top lane as some sort of, you know, some sort of gold income.
Look at the levels. It's 2 levels ahead everywhere but mid lane. And
Yeah.
1 level considered how much? Like 500 gold? 400 gold in terms of base
around
stats?
so, just in raw stats, something like that. And I mean, Nomans has been farming really well this game, but so far the entire map is losing. You cannot afford to just farm endlessly while your team is losing. Now the sieging starts because Jinx has a huge range working for her, and Anasik, he knocks Gadget away, but this is all he did. Meanwhile, we see that Eka is actually split pushing, getting some damage dealt to the turret in the mid lane.
They also have a Mountain Drake, so if this siege doesn't work, they can just wait 1 minute and then take free Nashor.
With this setup, they are actually sure to pick up Nashor. Edward gets
is dead.
hooked and he's dead. But nice
Boss.
ulti from Boss. He ults 5 people into the setup of his team, and actually Gadget is assassinated by Nomans, Discoteco, and Creox. Dive the backline, and Boss is gonna sure to fall. He dies, and is this an ace?
Yes, no,
Almost.
no, no.
Inax survived with a sliver of HP, and this means that it's a 4-for-1 trade from Unicorns of Love, and this is probably the best they could have done in this scenario, with a great ultimate from Boss, with Nomans chasing down the enemy ADC. He actually had both summoners up and available. He didn't use any of them. I want to see the replay of that fight because it was very, very messy.
20 kills into 3. Even game 1 wasn't that brutal, man.
Yeah, it
20
was something
kills.
like a 15-0. I mean, it still was very brutal, to be fair. I feel like, I mean, let's see the replay. We see that Boss has the Mega Form. Edward already died, but he managed to knock up several people. Gadget and Creox had the stopwatch, but Gadget was still chased down by Nomans, and we see that Inax had to run
Flash
away
away.
with tail between his legs, away from that very, very scary Aatrox. So yeah, Baron is almost on the map. We have a huge gold advantage. That's 12k. That's, I mean, there is a statistic that they keep in League of Legends in Europe, the major lead, where it's about the crucial amount of gold that you have to have in order to have the advantage on the map. I feel like 12k is so much more than that. That's not major. That's freaking majoristic, gigantic. I don't know. I don't have the words for that. Anyway, the Baron is up for grabs, and I feel like the only chance the Unicorns have to stall this game, to
steal the Nashor.
Because we have 0-6 bot lane, 0-5 jungler, 1-5 top lane, and the only more or less saving grace, which doesn't even look this way, is the Kiana 2-4, who has 50 minions advantage on
Yeah,
her
but
lane
it's
opponent.
Kiana, it's an assassin.
Yeah, it's an assassin. She can snowball the game. I don't think she can steal the game away. We see the TP coming in from Gadget. He's got a TP straight
Gadget
to the
has
Nashor pit.
armor and Phantom Dancer. Renekton has like 3k HP. Elise has Zhonya's, and Aatrox is going Death Dance plus Tabis. If you're Nomans, how are you gonna kill anyone from the Vega team?
That's
How?
a very fair question, and I don't think I know the answer to. And I'm afraid
I
that
think they're doing
Nomans
Nashor, by the way, right now.
isn't.
Looking at the minimap.
Nomans doesn't either. Okay, yes.
Yes,
That's a
they're doing
two-man Nashor, because Elise with her spiders can tank. Actually, Creox just lost all
Ooh,
of his
they know that?
spiders. They know about it, but is it gonna be too late? Inax, can you ult in? No,
No.
you can't, and that's a very easy Nashor
14,
pickup. We see that Discoteca actually engages on Nomans. Nomans has to run. Discoteca, oof, the rocket of Jinx.
Creeps for E. No? Doxy's here.
Doxy's here, and the entire Vega squad roster is there. Santos flashes in, good play, and now Doxy is unstoppable. Another kill coming in for Gadget. 2 kills are there, and unfortunately Santos dies in the exchange, but they have the Nashor, they have the TPs, they have the resources to finish this game right here and right now, and go for the match point in the series. Who could have expected that?
Definitely not me after seeing the draft, because draft was kind of equal. Unicorns of Love had better bot lane, better top lane, but just losing matchup on mid lane.
That's just 2 rockets, and Inax already lost almost all of his HP. Inax
Vega
now
just
has to
smash.
recall. I mean, yeah, Unicorns of Love are smashed. Those are the sharks that we are accustomed to see. Now, Nomans, he's taking Vega Squadron for a ride. He has to win as much time as possible. Kiana is very mobile, but Vega Squadron has the Drake, the Cloud Drake on their side.
I think they don't
Nomans
care.
is killed very easily by 4 people. Only one inhibitor is standing between Vega Squadron and the win in this game. Discodeca has the TP, he can go back, come back with the full HP. The rocket comes into the base. Why? I don't know. But, I mean, Gadget can do pretty much whatever he wants. And so can Doxy right now. He actually pulls in Edward. And Anasik loses like half his HP just from Jinx's auto attacks alone.
First tower is
Discodeca
gone.
pulls, uses the ulti right now just to get even more bonus HP.
Gadget has no mana. Do they go for the end?
Ooh, nice
hook.
hook from Santos, and Vega Squadron is dominating with the help of Doxy, and Anasik is sure to follow. Another kill comes in, 23 minutes, and we're done with game number 3. That was an amazing performance by Vega Squadron. They just shut down those unicorns. They show them that they're just the mythical creatures, and the only place for them are the legends.
Yeah, I agree. And the main hero for this game, for me personally, is Kreox. He did everything he needed to do in the early game. He got the kill early on the 2v2 on mid lane. Well, he didn't get the kill, he got assist, and then he proceeded to snowball the lead. He flashed into no vision to kill boss, and then the Herald happened, and 4 kills for Vega, and after that Vega was just unstoppable.
I think like the most important thing for me was that the 2v2 in the bot lane, which was actually stronger, died because of Kreox. He actually impacted the map a lot. And Santos was still, like, for me, Santos, with those hooks, with those lanterns, he was impressive. And this is how this composition should play. This was game number 3. Guys, Vega Squadron now has double match point. That was amazing. And unfortunately, we have to go for a short break to drink some water, to cool off. But we're going to be back with a 4th game. So,
Don't lose the hype.
don't lose the hype, ladies and gentlemen.